A massive new caravan of 1,500 illegal migrants heading to the U.S. southern border, all ahead of President Trump assuming office on January 20th. They're trying to get here. Of course, we're hearing stories about people self-deporting, but also that we're seeing thousands of people arriving at the U.S. southern border. So it's hard to wrap your head around all of this.
What if I told you that the key to understanding the future of America has been hiding in plain sight this entire time? All it takes is a quick look in today's debate, and you will walk away with a new perspective that could change everything. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive straight into the video and watch.
A massive new caravan of 1,500 illegal migrants heading to the U.S. southern border, all ahead of President Trump assuming office on January 20th. They're trying to get here. Of course, we're hearing stories about people self-deporting, but also that we're seeing thousands of people arriving at the U.S. southern border. So it's hard to wrap your head around all of this. That's why the House of Representatives this week held a hearing on the U.S. southern border, and they invited our next guest, 24-year veteran of the Customs and Border Protection, J.J. Carroll, to Capitol Hill to testify in front of Congress to help make sense of all of it. And JJ joins us now. JJ, I'm sure this hearing went amazing. I'm sure you educated all of the House of Representatives about this, and I'm sure right now they're about to seal our southern border. Am I right?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Clayton. They were so on top of it. When I left after 2 hours, I felt so confident that our elected leaders were going to take care of it. Absolutely.
Of course, I'm being entirely facetious, and I know, unfortunately, how terrible these hearings go. It's like a dog and pony show. So, I mean, they invited you to Capitol Hill to do what? And what was, what were you able to present to them? And were they open to your suggestions and testimony?
Well, this was about the open border policies of Joe Biden and Harris and Mayorkas administration. And more specifically, it was about the DHS or HHS losing over 320,000 unaccompanied alien children, from minors, meaning babies, to 17 years old. We didn't talk about anything. I gave my opening statement for 5 minutes, and then they proceeded to tell me that I'm a racist like Donald Trump, and then a congresswoman from, I don't even know where she's from her name's Congresswoman Ramirez, actually lied about me for 5 minutes straight and called me names and made disparaging comments about my character. Then she said, I'm unqualified to speak about the border. And I just sit there like, is anybody going to stand up and talk for me? And then she says, which made me more mad than anything, because they played the race card. And she says, look what we found in your Twitter account. And I'm like, okay, I have nothing to hide in my Twitter. I'm completely open. She pulls out a picture, not from my Twitter account, Clayton, some random picture about January 6th with the noose hanging out around in the picture. So you know what that means to a white man with a noose, that I'm a racist, that I believe in slavery, and that I want to hang black men in the deep South. And I'm sitting there going, that I can't speak because they have me blocked, but I'm looking, I'm going, that's not my ex account. She's disparaging me. And then
can you imagine this? Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? What he is describing here was done to him by people who have been elected to represent the people of America. In other words, the leaders who were elected to represent the will of the people. You know, the will of the people are the ones who are being involved in these crazy acts. I mean, what's the motive? Why would they do that, trying to create a narrative that this gentleman here is racist? Why? What's the use? What's the reason? What's the purpose for doing that? I mean, just think about it for a second. One of the sad things now is that the people, in America now, there's more divisions than ever. There's more divisions. If you are from the right or the left, it's almost as if you no longer talk to each other. You no longer live as ordinary American citizens. You will become my enemy if you don't believe the things that I believe, if you don't share the same values that I share. It's almost as if that's the way now. It's not supposed to be so. We're all Americans. It cannot be so. It's crazy, you know. I'm telling you, it's really crazy. Anyways, let's continue watching the video.
If you know about anything about the congressional hearings, once their time's up, Clayton, they go, well, okay, my time's up. And then I'm looking around like, well, hold on a second. If someone just slandered me for 5 minutes, do I even get it to retort that? Nope, just sit there and take it, JJ. And then this is what's even more shocking to me, Clayton, because it's not about me. And I knew that they were going to say bad things about me. This is about losing 320,000 children. I know that it's 500,000, and they're being raped and murdered right now. And I told them, I said, right now, the statistical probability that thousands of children are being raped right now as we speak in this chamber is 100%. And you know what they do? Well, I would be in the middle of saying something. They go, well, time's up. Okay, hold on. We're not talking about fracking or monetary policy. We're talking about children that we've brought in that are being raped and murdered. And you want to do timeouts, times out, and then finally, okay, hit the gavel, we're done. Nothing's been accomplished. We're talking about human lives here, that America is allowed to be destroyed.
You know, it's a sad reality, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sad reality. You know, it's almost as if problems are not coming your way, if in your house everything is fine, nothing is troubling you, that's it. That's all you gotta care about. Don't worry about how others are living their lives. If they're going through some difficulty, it's none of your business. Just focus on your own lane. No, that's not the way we ought to live, especially for the leaders, those who are in government. You know, this gentleman rightfully shared with us that, hey guys, right there at the borders, people are dying. Ladies are going through, you know, heinous acts are being done on them. We have to do something as the government, you know, as the people of the United States. We got to do something. But it's as if, you know, they don't care about those things. How sad. How sad. And one thing that I'm so grateful for, you know, is the outcome of the election, really. Oh, yeah. Let's make America great again, folks. Let's make America great again. I'm so excited, you know, with that outcome, you know, so that at least there will be change in all these, you know, in all these houses, you know, Congress. There will be change in all these government departments. There has to be a change, folks. There has to be a change. People should not start to care because a problem has come into their house. No. No, that's not the way it ought to be. Let's watch the video further.
And we don't care. The callousness, the apathy, the ignorance, the gross stupidity of our government, and on top of that, the absolute arrogance of these leaders it's astounding, Clayton. I left completely frustrated, angry, resentful to them, and I may never go back. Never. It's a kabuki theater, and it's all for show.
And it almost feels like satanic, like these people that are running this show. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a member of Congress sitting there and I have someone of your stature, your experience in front of me telling me what's happening to children across the United States, and then she has her agenda, this Ramirez, to impugn you and to demean your character and to call you a racist, essentially, and ignoring the death and the raping of these children is horrendous. To me, it's demonic. It's almost really, in many ways, satanic. And I really feel like I hope we wake up in this country and kick these people out immediately.
You know what?
Absolutely.
But the Republicans are just as bad. The Republicans have no idea what's going on. There's no sense of urgency. I mean, okay, look, I'm one Congressman, Ivey from Maryland. He starts his open statements by pulling out, cherry picking things that I said in a podcast like 3 years ago, I guess. I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, who cares about that? Can we talk about the children being lost? And then he says to me and to the panel, well, I look at this testimony and I see that you're saying that the children's organs are being harvested. And he goes just like this. Wow, I've never heard of that before. Where's that actually happening? Like mocking us. And I'm like, are you Are you even in the realm of reality? You're so stupid. And then on top of that, you pile on arrogance, which is a deadly combination. And I'm just look around like, am I crazy? Did I just end up in the Twilight Zone or an insane asylum? And I'm the guy that's the odd man out? And everyone's just kind of nodding like, yeah, what about organ harvesting? Is that real? And I'm just like, oh my God, where do we start here? Where can we've murdered 60 million babies in the womb. Planned Parenthood selling baby parts, all baby. It's not even contested. It's this. That's what it is. You're mutilating kids' genitals. DHS, your own DHS and IGs come out and said you've lost all the children, Clayton, all of them. And you're sitting here arguing with me that, well, I haven't seen the organ harvesting. Of course you haven't. Just like you haven't seen the drug cartels. They don't go open and go, hey, Clayton, I'm over here. I just want you to know that I'm smuggling fentanyl, heroin, and cocaine over the border. Just want you to know so you can take videos of me. Okay, yeah, I'm ripping open a child's body. I'm ripping out all their organs. I just want you to film it. Can you put on 60 Minutes, please, so everybody's aware that we're doing this?
Right.
You know, you can almost tell, you know, the frustration that's in his voice, you know. You know, these things, this is the guy who knows these things, you know. It's reality. These things are happening. I just don't get it why, you know, those who are supposed to represent us, the people, they don't take these advices or deliberations seriously. I mean, it's sad, ladies and gentlemen. These people, they need to be, you know, they need to be changed. These government people, they need to be changed. We got to put the right people in there. People who have the heart of children, you know, in their hearts, you know. You know, I'm almost getting emotional. me too, you know. Because I mean, this is different. This is not a guy who's saying money was misused in some department, you know, and there has to be accountability. This is a different case. It's not talking about money. It's not talking about all those are important issues. I'm not saying they are not, but this is different. This man is talking about life. He's talking about children. And guess what happens? You know, guess the response that he gets from those who ought to be responsible to put the measures in place to protect those who are vulnerable. They mock him. They make fun of him, as if he is, you know, fallen from some planet somewhere. It's sad, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost as if, you know, it brings to memory the thought that, you know, it's really a fight between evil and good. You see, that's what it is. Like, you know, what the presenter rightly said, it's satanic. Yes, it is. And it's as if the devil has put his people, his agents all over to, you know, to push his agenda around into the world. But it's important for us to put a stop to these things. We ought to put a stop to these things. They shouldn't continue. No way. Not under our watch. Not under your watch. Not under my watch. We ought to say no. Because it's not right. It's wrong. Well, let's watch the video further.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it's going to be on the nightly news. Right. Yeah. Exactly. This is all being done in the darkest recesses of America right now.
Yes. But they're like, you need to show me proof. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I said, I wanted to say, look at my documentary. I interview all the people that are in this business and they tell you, and they're like, I even said one time, well, in my documentary, I show, no, that's all right. I don't need to hear it. And I'm like, okay. Oh my God. I can't believe I wasted a day of my life coming to speak to you morons.
Yeah, because they don't want it on the congressional record. Because once you say, you know, here, watch my documentary, let's enter it into the record. Then it's on. Then it's in the congressional record. They don't want that. They don't want to see this proof. They want to keep it hidden, and they want to keep it going. It's, you know, exactly what's happening. And of course, the rush. And I mean, at least heartening is that you've got a guy like Tom Homan coming in as head of, you know, Border Czar, who's not going to. And you've watched his congressional testimony.
Yes,
he doesn't stand. You know, he doesn't stand for these people at all. And so I'm excited. At least there's some silver linings here. about what's, I think, what's about to happen here. And I hope so. I mean, overnight, though, JJ, we see this 1,500 person strong caravan coming up through Tapachula, Mexico right now on their way to the U.S. southern border. What's going to happen to these 1,500 people? Are they just going to walk right in?
Yes, they're going to walk right in. And I had a guy that works in CBP actually pick me up and take me to the airport the next day. He's a friend of mine. And I said, "What are you doing now?" And he tells me what he's doing. So you have contractors, 30, 40, 50 contractors that this gentleman's over, and all they do is sit there all day and they take all the people that we paroled in that never got a court date, and they are frantically giving all these people court dates so they can be processed as quick as they can so they can stay in America. So as you see what's happening in Ukraine, where President Biden is escalating World War III, they're doing the same thing here in our home. They are processing these people as quick as they can under fraudulent asylum claims to get them into court and get them processed as quick as they can. So there's millions upon millions that Donald Trump is going to have to figure a way to get them out. But there is a silver lining, and that is Tom Homan and President Trump. But their task is so overwhelming, because they are going to be fighting the government. Our government is corrupt to the core. Just because Donald Trump won and has great picks, and I applaud him, I'm telling you that the layers of corruption are so deep, so entrenched, that it's going to take just an incredible amount of effort to get us back to normal.
Right. When you have this massive cover-up operation of child sex trafficking, child organ harvesting, all of these things, the corruption runs incredibly deep. So I hope he's able to peel these onions back. But I'm so disheartened to hear about your testimony. You think, oh, we're going to be able to shine a light on this in front of Congress, the House of Representatives of the United States government. I'm going to Capitol Hill, this shining beacon of light, and it ends up being this kabuki theater. It's so disheartening.
Well, you know what, Clayton? What makes it even worse is when you sit there and the people are elevated, physically elevated above you on a dais, right? So they're talking down at you, and they're so grossly incompetent, and they are so stupid. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just pointing out a fact. They're stupid. I'm listening to them speak. Some of them can't even speak in correct grammar. They have no idea. They stumble upon themselves. They have no idea what they're even talking about. And all of a sudden, we end up in January 6th and racism. And I'm like, hold on a second. Children are being raped right now. Can I repeat that one more time? Children are being raped under the color of our flag, and we are doing nothing. Nothing. And they're like, no, adjourned. Time's up. And I'm just like, oh, my God. If I ever allow myself to be in this position again, I'm going to punish myself, because it's all my fault.
Yeah, they've got to go to a lunch with lobbyists, so they got to get out of there as quickly as they can. JJ Carroll, well, thank you for keeping up the good fight despite these morons in Washington. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I think we're breaking through. At least I hope we are, and in some small way. JJ, great to see you. Thanks so much.
Oh, yeah, it's really sad, ladies and gentlemen. It's sad. I think what we can do, as the people, is to pray. Yeah, because remember, it's really a war between good and evil. The agents of the devil, Satan, and those of God, us, his children. And I think it's important, like just rightfully what the Bible says: when the good men do nothing, evil will prevail. Evil prevails when the good guys just fold their hands and do nothing. You see. So prayer, is a starting point, and it's a powerful point, really. It's not like you pray because you don't have anything else to do, as if it's a weak thing to do. No, prayer is powerful. Yeah, prayer is powerful, So I think spend some time, pray for the country, pray for the United States, Pray for the United States, you see, so that these ones who are vulnerable, the little children, those who do not have people to protect them, let's pray for them that they are not, they don't fall victim to these evil men and women, whom the leaders seem to want to protect. How sad, So, ladies and gentlemen, it's really touching, I know. But should never lose hope, you know. Should never lose hope. There's always going to be light to the end of the tunnel, you know. Evil will never prevail, you know, against good, you know. Good will always prevail, no matter what. Good always prevails. I mean, study history. All the evil people, men and women, all over the various generations and generations, where are they now? They're gone, right? That tells us something. That evil will always lose. Evil will never prevail. It never happens. So, it's you and me now, you know. We gotta play our part. Let's pray for our country. Play our part, you know, and things will always get better and turn better. I would also love to hear your views and your comments on this one. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Tell me what you think, folks. And also, I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye bye for now.